Assalamu alaikum and welcome everyone. Today we are diving into a topic that affects millions around the world. How to balance work and life without burnout. In a fast-paced digital world where responsibilities never seem to end, finding a healthy balance is not just a luxury, it's a necessity for our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. To help us explore this deeply important topic, we have we are joined by the insightful and inspiring Maya. Together, we will uncover practical strategies, mindset shifts, and habits that can help you live a more balanced, peaceful, and fulfilling life. Let's get started. Hello, Maya. To begin, how do you personally define work-life balance?
Oh, good question. I think a lot of it boils down to a few things colliding at once. It's not really about splitting your time 50-50 because that's rarely realistic. For me, it's about feeling fulfilled and energized by all aspects of your life, work, relationships, hobbies, even just downtime, and not consistently feeling depleted or like you're constantly sacrificing one thing for another. It's more of a feeling of harmony, I guess, than a rigid schedule.
Okay, why do you think burnout has become so common in today's world?
Hmm, that's a big one. I think a lot of it comes down to a few converging factors. The always on culture fueled by technology is a major piece, the expectation to be constantly available. Plus, a lot of workplaces still prioritize presenteeism over actual results, which encourages overwork. And honestly, there's a lot of pressure, both internal and external, to constantly be productive and striving for more. It's a recipe for exhaustion, really.
Okay, what are some early warning signs that someone is heading toward burnout?
Okay, so it's good to know what to look for. Initially, it's often subtle. Things like increased cynicism or detachment from your work, feeling drained even after a full night's sleep, or having trouble concentrating. You might start noticing more irritability or just a general sense of hopelessness. Physically, people often experience things like headaches, stomach problems, or changes in appetite. It's when those things start compounding and feeling persistent that it's a real warning sign.
Okay, many people struggle with saying no. Why is this skill so important for balance?
Oh, definitely. Learning to say no is huge. I think a lot of people struggle with it because they feel guilty or they worry about letting others down. But constantly saying yes to everything leaves you overcommitted and spread thin. It erodes your boundaries and ultimately prevents you from prioritizing what truly matters to you. Saying no isn't selfish, it's self preservation. It protects your time, your energy, and your overall well being.
Okay, how can someone identify their top priorities in life to manage time effectively?
That's a good question because knowing what matters most is key. I think a helpful exercise is to really reflect on your values. What genuinely brings you joy and fulfillment? What's important to you in the long run? Then think about what activities align with those values. It's not just about making a to-do list. It's about prioritizing tasks based on whether they actually contribute to your bigger goals and overall well-being. Sometimes it's helpful to actively schedule time for those priorities, block it off in your calendar like any other important appointment.
Okay, what role does scheduling and planning play in preventing burnout?
A pretty big one, honestly. It's not about micromanaging every minute of your day, but having some structure can create a sense of control and reduce feelings of overwhelm. Scheduling allows you to proactively allocate time for both work and personal activities, ensuring that you're not just constantly reacting to demands. Plus, planning can help you break down large tasks into smaller, more manageable steps, which makes them less daunting. And don't forget to schedule in downtime. Rest and relaxation are just as important as productivity.
Okay, is multitasking harmful and how does it affect mental well-being?
Oh, absolutely. Multitasking is kind of a myth, really. What you're actually doing is rapidly switching between tasks, and that takes a huge cognitive toll. It decreases efficiency, increases errors, and it's seriously draining on your mental energy. It also raises stress levels and can contribute to that feeling of being constantly overwhelmed. Focusing on one thing at a time, single tasking is much more effective and beneficial for your mental well-being.
How important is it to take mental health breaks throughout the day?
It's not just important, it's essential. Like think of in your brain like a muscle. It needs rest to recover. Taking regular mental breaks, even just a few minutes, it's a chance to step away from your work, disconnect from stressors, and recharge. Whether it's a short walk, listening to music, practicing mindfulness, or just doing some deep breathing exercises, those breaks can make a huge difference.
How can someone create a healthier relationship with their work?
That's a big one, and it often takes conscious effort. I think it starts with setting boundaries, defining clear lines between work and personal life. That, that might mean setting specific work hours, avoiding checking emails after a certain time, or creating a dedicated workspace that you can physically leave at the end of the day.
Okay.
It's also about recognizing your worth beyond your job title. Your value isn't solely defined by your productivity or accomplishments. And honestly, it's okay to find joy in your work, but it shouldn't be the sole source of your identity or fulfillment.
Okay, Maya, how can people who work from home set better boundaries between personal and professional life?
That's a really common struggle these days. It's easy for those lines to get blurred when office is also your living room. I think creating a dedicated workspace is huge, even if it's just a corner of a room. Physically separating work from relaxation can make a big difference. Setting clear work hours and sticking to them is also key, as is establishing a routine. And really, get dressed like you're going to the office, even if it's just changing out of pajamas. It signals to your brain that it's time to work.
How can one recover from burnout once it has already set in?
Okay, so recovery takes time and effort, but it's definitely possible. First, you need to acknowledge that you're burned out and prioritize self care. That means take time off, really disconnecting to rest and recharge. It's also about identifying the root causes of the burnout and addressing them. Are you taking on too much? Do you need to set better boundaries? Are you in the wrong job? Sometimes professional help from a therapist or counselor can be really beneficial. And be kind to yourself. Healing isn't linear, and there will be setbacks.
Okay. How can employees communicate with their employer about workload limits professionally?
That can be tricky, but it's important. The key is to be proactive and focus on solutions. It's not just complaints. Instead of saying, I'm overwhelmed, try phrasing it as I'm committed to delivering high quality work. And to do that effectively, I need to discuss prioritizing these tasks. Be specific about what you're struggling with and suggest potential solutions like delegating tasks or adjusting lines. It's also helpful to frame it in terms of benefiting the company, for example, explaining how reducing your workload will improve the quality of your work. And practice what you want to say beforehand.
Okay, lastly, Maya, what is one powerful message you want viewers to remember about achieving balance without burnout?
If I could leave you with one thing, it would be this. Balance isn't a destination, it's an ongoing process of adjusting and prioritizing. It's about making intentional choices that align with your values and taking care of yourself, not just pushing yourself to the limit. Be kind to yourself, listen to your body, and remember that your well being is just as important as your work. You deserve a life that feels both fulfilling and sustainable.
Okay. Thank you so much, Maya, for sharing such meaningful insights today. Work life balance is not just about dividing time, it's about protecting your energy, valuing your well being, and building a life that aligns with your purpose. To all our viewers, remember burnout does not happen overnight, but neither does healing. Start small, set boundaries, and choose habits that nourish your mind and body. You deserve a life where productivity and peace can coexist harmoniously. Thank you for watching and stay strong, stay balanced, and take care of your well being. This is Urooj Aslam signing off. Allah Hafiz.
You're very welcome. It was a good conversation.